Hello, everyone, and welcome to Minneapolis Public School Culinary and Wellness Services virtual judging session for our second annual Junior Iron Chef at Home Edition recipe competition. My name is Kate Siebold, the Farm to School coordinator, and I'm joined today by our wonderful judges, Bertrand Weber, Director of Culinary and Wellness Services, Rebecca Polson, Culinary Supervisor, and Mark Augustine, Executive Chef. This was a recipe competition open to all youth, 18 and younger, and our participants were tasked with creating an original recipe that used at least one fresh fruit or vegetable and one item off our pantry list, which included common pantry items like milk, yogurt, cheese, flour, beans, and quinoa. Last week, our judges narrowed down our recipe submissions to 3 finalists, which was no easy task considering all the great recipes that we received. On Friday, we shared videos of Chef Rebecca testing out each of the finalist recipes, and now today we will announce our Junior Iron Chef champion. So our 3 finalists are Chef B, a 4th grader from Webster, and Chef B made a coconut red curry with tofu. Chef Amelia, a 2nd grader from Kenny, who made a giant apple buckwheat pancake. And Chef Daniela, a 7th grader from Olson Middle School, who made a quinoa vegetable soup. So each of our judges have the 3 recipes in front of them, and just prior to this video, they met to judge each of the recipes based on presentation, creativity, and flavor. So now I'm going to ask them a few questions to summarize the judging process, and then we'll announce our winner. So judges, let's start with Chef B's coconut red curry tofu. What did you think?
Well, let me start by saying that first, there are only 3 winning recipes. They are all awesome, exploding with flavors. They were all very creative. Love that they're all plant forward, that they incorporate whole grains. But that being said, the coconut red curry with tofu was wonderful. I think the undertone of the curry was just, for me, a little not enough. I would have liked a little higher curry taste, but I think it would be wonderful to satisfy a lot of kids across, it really satisfies a lot of different palates. So it gets an A from my perspective.
I have it right in front of me, and if you can tell, it is so colorful and beautiful, and that's what I really loved about it. It draws your eye to it, and the aromas coming from it with the lime and the curry and pineapple. It's just a burst of flavor. So I also love this one.
And I have to agree, it was a great recipe that utilized as many fruits and vegetables with the grain as well. And the layering of flavors is very nice. I agree. I mean, we all love a little extra red curry, a little extra spice in life, right? But overall, very good dish.
Wonderful.
I do think that the pineapple, though, added a nice sweetness to it. And the squeeze of lime just makes it explode even more. So, yep, wonderful recipe.
Chef B said it added a bit of zing.
Accomplished.
Love it. Wonderful. Well, okay, let's move on to our second recipe then, which was Chef Amelia's giant apple buckwheat pancake.
This is the first time that I've ever eaten a pancake that came out of a sheet pan, and I thought that was very creative. It's also, what a wonderful way of making one pancake for a family of 8. So I just kind of thought it was great. The addition of buckwheat was very unexpected and wonderful. The apples added just the perfect amount of sweetness. It's got buttermilk, all of the wonderful ingredients for a Sunday brunch, if you will, for the whole family. It was fluffy. From what I saw from Rebecca, it's simple enough that the whole family can make it. Great, great, great recipe. I'm not usually a fan of pancakes, but I tell you what, I would have this one any day. So this one also gets an A from my
So here you can see the pancake. It comes out in this kind of rectangular square. As Bertrand said, it's baked in a sheet pan, and I love that creativity. And yeah, I mean, Sunday brunch, who doesn't love that? And let's make it easy. So that was a real winner in my book. Like Bertrand said, the apple was a really nice addition without adding too much sugar. And the buckwheat kind of made it chewy and really filling. So I think this is a great breakfast for kids and adults as well. So also a winner in my book.
I have to agree as well. The recipe is simple, but truly maximizes the flavor, the textures of the ingredients required for the competition. The buckwheat, I agree, great texture, great flavor. And it's not something that everyone encounters on a regular basis. And then the apple, if you're going to use a single item to highlight a flavor, you maximize it. It was a perfect utilization of an apple and just the right amount of spice to give it some extra flavor. Very good. Thank you.
Wow, 2 for 2, great recipes. All right, let's go on to our third and final then, which was Chef Daniela's quinoa vegetable soup. What did we think of that?
I know it's going to be 90 degrees tomorrow, and it's 88 today. But, you know, I mentioned earlier, ice cream in the winter and hot soup in the summer. I think there's nothing wrong with it, although it would be wonderful in front of a fire. It had a lot of wonderful components. It was actually very, very flavorful. And the addition of the quinoa as the whole grain, you know, the super grain was great. A little grating of the Parmesan just added just that little je ne sais quoi to it, that just added a little bit. It was wonderful, wonderful recipe as well.
Yeah, so I have the bowl of soup here. And I have to say, I love how many vegetables were packed into it. Beans and squash and carrots and celery. So there is a lot of color and flavor going on in here. But I think, as Bertrand said, the depth of flavor was just over the top, and I really enjoyed it. And I have to say, I'm so proud of Chef Daniela for, this is her second recipe in a row that she contributed to this at-home edition Junior Iron Chef. So she is doing great things creating recipes like this.
And again, this is another great recipe. It really highlights the components of the ingredients that we were trying to highlight for the competition. In my household, we would actually call this the CSA box soup. It's a great way to utilize summer fresh vegetables. You don't know what to do with all the extra zucchini, tomatoes, what have you. Throw it in a pot, make a soup. Excellent, thank you.
Just make sure you use the right size pot.
Chef Rebecca's pot was pretty full when she tried out. Wonderful. Well, we have a difficult competition here, and I know it was no easy task for you three to pick just one winner, but I think it's time to share who our 2021 Junior Iron Chef champion will be. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Bertrand to announce this year's winner.
Well, thank you, Kate. I mentioned earlier, all three were really, really wonderful winning recipes, and this was really, really tough for all of us to make a decision. We also, in addition to the three criteria, we looked at, you know, which recipes could we incorporate on our menus, and I think we can safely say that we will probably see, if not two, perhaps all three of those recipes on our menus. But after really a lot of deliberation, we all zoomed in, and the winner of this year's Junior Iron Chef at Home edition is Chef Amelia from Kenny School, a second grader with an amazing buckwheat apple pancake recipe. Congratulations to Amelia and all of our Junior Iron Chef competition that have submitted recipes. Thank you all so much.
Yes, congratulations, Chef Amelia. MPS Culinary and Wellness Services will be sending you a prize soon to help you celebrate and keep cooking at home. And a special thanks to all of the young chefs who submitted recipes and participated in this year's Junior Iron Chef at Home edition. You all showed incredible creativity and culinary skill. We hope you all keep cooking great things. And thank you to everyone who followed along for this year's virtual competition. Our annual Junior Iron Chef competition is normally an in-person Top Chef style cooking competition, and we're hopeful for the opportunity to gather in person next spring. But wow, what an incredible virtual edition we had this year with so many great recipe submissions. So congrats again to our finalists and to Chef Amelia, our Junior Iron Chef champion, and to all our MPS students out there, keep an eye out for these recipes in the lunchroom in the future.